Hi there, you alright? Right, I'm going to start by telling you I've not had the best day today. I entered the National Erection Championships. Unfortunately, I didn't win. I only made it to the semis. In fact, I think I lost out to Notebook Joe after that Viagra competition he did. Fucking hell. But no, speaking of such things, I was on my way here, I was on the train, I read an article about a Brazilian boy who he actually masturbated 42 times in a row and died. Which, don't him. Fucking hell, let's get the end. But no, that came as a shock to me because I honestly thought the only way you could die from too much masturbation was if you're in a small room and you eventually drowned. Right, I'll move on to some nicer stuff now. I recently moved house. I moved into a house with my fiance, which is nice. But no, I learned a lot about when I moved house. I learned a lot. I learned that all the stuff that you think you have but you don't, like mattresses, for example. She came up to me and said we needed to get a new mattress. And I didn't know that there were loads of different types of mattresses in the world. She comes up to me and she goes, well, what mattress do you want? And I said, I don't know. She goes, what mattress do you have now? Is it a soft mattress, hard mattress, orthopedic mattress, memory foam mattress? And I had to remind her that up until that point, I was a 23-year-old male that lived alone. The only thing I knew my mattress was a health hazard. The only sheets more offensive than mine are at a KKK rally. But no, I have learned a lot from living with my fiance. I've learned that it's changed the way I look at life. Because I used to think all those countries, all those countries sort of in the Middle East where men have multiple wives, which are also the country where women don't get a say. And I used to think that's because they were backwards and sort of uneducated. But now I've learned that it makes sense. Because can you imagine, as a man, being wrong in 10 completely separate made-up arguments in one day? It's hard. It's hard work. I can keep up with one, maybe. But no, it's nice. It's a nice house that I've moved into. The only problem is I live next door to 5 children, and obviously their parents. It's not just like 5 kids house sharing. But they scream all the time. That seems to be their only way to communicate. And the estate agent never warns you about this kind of stuff. You don't go and look at a house and they go, yeah, it's got a lovely spacious garden, nice kitchen. The only downside is there's 5 children that only scream. So I don't know, you might want to take up heavy drinking. It's not the kids' fault though, it's because I think the parents pump them full of sugar. You know when kids get too much sugar in their system, they go a bit crazy. I was reading a study recently that said sugar is as addictive for kids as crack. Which first of all is shocking to me because who's been giving kids crack? Alright, get rid of that one. But no, that sounds scary, doesn't it? But you have to remember it's not got the same connotations as crack. Because I don't remember the last time a fat kid broke into my house and stole my DVD player for Snickers money. And if he did, he'd probably be easy to stop. But no, if you want to know what it's like giving a kid crack, you just need to give them an energy drink. You know the ones I'm talking about? If you give the old-fashioned ones with all the E numbers in, with enough E numbers in that you could win a round of battleships just by reading the ingredients. There's a reason it's called Monster, and it's because it turns kids into demonic little shits. Wow, this is stuff I haven't tried out in a long time. There's probably a fucking reason why. Oh wow. But no, don't get me wrong. I don't hate kids. In fact, I like kids. I like kids' logic. It's my favourite thing about kids. I was at a costume party once, and my little nephew came up to me. He's 3. I was wearing a fake mustache at the time, and he goes, "That's not a fake mustache." I said, "How do you know?" He goes, "Because if it was real, you'd have a beard as well." Which to me strikes me as strange, because do you think he goes up to people with prosthetic limbs and goes, "That's not a real wooden leg, because if it was, you'd have a parrot and an eye patch too." Well, this is fucked, so I'm going to leave you with that. Sorry about that.
Jack Squires, everybody! Oh, leave